absolute sure that I am, talking as I get online. And if you can hear me, that's great because my internet decided right when stream started, or pretty much like at, you know, a little bit nigh on the time that I was going to stream to die. And then I'm just sitting here now. So without further ado, so yes, the update was slated to come out, and I was actually going to do a different... This is supposed to be maybe another Batsu challenge stream, but I decided if the update were going to come out, I would rather go for a Nuzlocke stream, so I'll talk about it because my score isn't that high as I get into Cthulhu, Medical History, All Perks, Random Item, Mizuki. So, yes. Again, when the developer announces a time, usually, funny enough, the game does update when said so. But if there are quality tests on console or whatnot, because I know everyone memes on it, but this time there actually might be a better. Again, I'm not gonna try to defend and say if it's true or not, but if something does arise, then really all Panstaz needs to do is just update and say it might take another few days, a week. So, because I don't know, usually when Panstaz announces an update, things should be near enough done. I would assume that it's mostly a lot of bug testing and whatnot, because there are some tests that need to be done. As I see, 8 Dexterity, Takushi-san, second Encounter, 8 Knowledge, 8 Strength, and second Mystery, and we can finally move on. What are we on again? Cthulhu? Yeah, Medical History? Okay. So, it's just a matter of making sure that the game is... What's the exact phrase? Quality tested to make sure it comes out? So, how many times Panstaz put out dates and never come out? Actually, it might... I mean, no more than a few times, but again, after those times, it's usually explained somewhere that something happens, but I don't actually think it's more than once or twice, maybe? I can't remember. I would have to look through... The good thing is that the footprints exist on Discord, so if you look through the Discord and then see when the other dates are announced, you can basically do some research there. But again, I don't know what happens behind the scenes because I have no personal connection with how the game is made, and that makes sense because I'm only someone playing the game, so it's what it is. And there are people here and there who might say this and that, and I think they do have some connection, but unless the publisher themselves steps out and says something, then it's all speculation. Because usually when the publisher steps out to say something, and this is like for any game really, or someone heavily involved, again, so don't take me at my word, because I don't know who's actually... Well, we know who's involved, but publisher-wise, But again, if there's anyone connected to the game, they'll let us know. That's all I'm really saying. So, but in my experience, it hasn't really been bad. It's just a matter of, when things we're waiting for something to get announced, but when they do get announced, for World of Horror anyway, then it's usually on time. But in this case, when the game's already out, especially on console, there might be some, it might take a little longer. So, Festival Painting, Kana, Akamanto, and Vigil. Did I do Schoolyard? Oh, please tell me I did Schoolyard. So, we'll see what happens. I did not do Schoolyard. I did Illegal Den, but I did not do Schoolyard. So, we would thankfully have Kana, but this is not going to go well for us. I think I need to swerve and actually grab a thing. But we'll see. Actually, if this is hinted at and not announced, no consonants, let the game share, but for communication. Again, it's not, in my experience, again, it's usually the wait for something to be announced. But when something is announced, usually it happens. But again, I'm not gonna completely say, because when you announce something, it should happen. But yeah, I didn't do school. You know what? Oh, no, we're still gonna go for ally attack. We do have the thingy. We do have Kana, at least. I'm actually gonna do this as well, and then we have 2 masochistics. Alright, cool. Not cool, but you get the point. Do I want to do this? Yeah, let's do this, actually. So I'm gonna go completely crazy and do this. At least I get a brick for a weapon, but we can have a better late game, and that's all I can really hope for. Now, we are still gonna monument once. But after that, we're pretty much playing with Mimi's obsession, and we can move on. So wanted to ask the Disco about so plan on going to the ooh. I'm just gonna say the answer is no. I'm just gonna say the answer is no. The internet is the internet, so there are things you see here and there. But even if I had the power to, I probably would not. And I'm not going to really explain why, but yeah, anywho. So let's keep going. This is going to be very painful, isn't it? Would I want to do this instead? You have Ryoko, so this brick does a lot more damage. I still 3-turn this encounter, so it's not like it affects people. It's not like I get that much out of this, but it's better than the alter. Actually, if I was going to use Yoichi, I should have sold the medical kit as well. But hey, we're on medical history, so I guess I might as well keep it. I've used all the funds I need to. And we'll move on. Now, I would like to carry that bat just to do so, but I also want to carry these cigarettes just in case I forgot something important. I also forgot to use the police station, so still going to commentate over gameplay. I think that's a somewhat healthier thing to do. But yeah. Kind of everything that's happening could become very dangerous and leaving yeah. So yeah, if those who didn't know, again, I don't want to say too much because there are weird things that happen if you speak about certain things. And I'll just say that much. So, but then I mean, it's not like I'm not gonna address it too. Just allow me to speak about it very vaguely, but I do have thoughts on things that happen here and there. It's just that I cannot voice them because we're here. I mean, we're here playing a video game, so there's only so much I can say for myself as I get a mangled hand. That's a thingy-majiggy, right? So yeah, you hear things because the internet is the internet, and so I mean, again, when you search in a search engine and something is happening in the world, you will. Oh, what the heck, really? Oh, I used it. I did not. Well, we can still get rid of it, but I was supposed to not do what I did. But it's fine. I can still visit the doctor's office when needed. We also get Kana back so we can deal more damage with ally tech if needed, but really what's going to happen is that we're going to use Ryoko, and if we get fame, it will be great. If not, eh. But at the same time, yeah. So just because, I'm just some weird random person playing a video game on the internet doesn't mean I don't, have an opinion that may or may not matter on topics that I have not acquainted. I mean, I am a human being, so even though I may not be a specialist in whatever is being talked about, I'm a human being. And I say that because there was something that a certain someone in my life once said, and I think it holds some weight. And it's that even if you are not, again, a specialist, we can insert X job title, we're all still human beings, so we as another human being, you can recognize how other people, you can recognize something for what it is in whatever the topic is. Also, we have Akamanto and painting, but I can enter Festival and grab allies there if I really want to. But since we have an injury, I need to take Akamanto. But anywho, yes. So basically, yes, I know. But I know. Something has some news breaking. And that's just normal for the internet, because when you search, usually something that pops up, I mean, in the US, things can happen if the attention of the public needs to be addressed. If something needs to be addressed, the public will know about it, because there are ways to let people know in this day and age if something is happening. So, for example, like if there's a extreme weather happening, I think there's I forgot what it's exactly called, but you get what I mean. There are alerts. So, anywho, would I just get hasty aid? I guess it's fine for now. But again, we're saving these cigarettes till way later. I should also keep these painkillers just in case. Because when you're doing non-standard, when you're doing non-standard, non-ending A, Akamanto / Cape, yeah, you're gonna lose some stamina. So I'm gonna take a nap now. I guess I might have just gobbled down the painkillers in-game immediately. And that's Katarufu, right? Yeah, I'm reset, by the way. Yeah, I am reset on the scoreboard, so dealing with it. The pain. I have a lump of flesh. I might as well carry that with me too. I did not fill the empty bottle, right? But I mean, there are important things to talk about. So I don't think ignoring the elephant in the room is a good. If there is an elephant in the room, you know, at least I can address it, so it makes sense. But anywho, give me fame if I'm on. No, I'm on all perks. Yeah, I completely forgot about that as well. Funny enough, actually, if we have Vigil, I'm going to take running shoes because I think running shoes has become a better perk for me right now. Luck, please. Thank you. Do I want to do anything? I think I'm fine. Let me just make sure. Because if I enter Vigil, and by now, I mean, at least I remember now to take things slower, because it would probably be a good idea. I think I'll be okay. I could alternatively take Festival, but that leaves 4 mystery 4 scaled enemies in Vigil. But at the same time, yeah, so I did have cigarettes to use, but I decided not to use them. 9. Unfortunately, I don't do enough. Now I could get more damage if I did this. 9, 14. I get close. I can't throw everything, I guess. Yeah, going for a 1 turn here wouldn't be a bad idea, so you know what? Let's do this. I did not grab the handcuffs, by the way. I completely forgot about that, so whoops. I just made a mistake. Oh, goodness. Well, hey. I think I get this guaranteed, right? This is... I can't be sure that that's what it is. So, yeah, I completely forgot. Did I really never use the police station? Anywho. Let's do this and just get out then. I shouldn't die here. But now we don't have a lot of HP for Vigil, so we're probably entering Festival next. So away we go. We lost Bath too, so that's, yeah, we're definitely visiting Festival next. I think I had something else. Nope, just more of that. So, well, we have extra cigarettes from Maria, so maybe we should just smoke. Yeah, we should just smoke all of these now. I should have more than enough to last me. And we can pick up a thingamajiggy when necessary. The elephant and we're scared. Yeah, so... Yeah, I just hope that at least... You know, if I were to try and be another kind of human being, I hope that people will be safe and okay. Listen, if you have something to do, you shouldn't be watching the stream, but if nothing else, I can at least say that I hope people will be okay. And to keep a level head, but also do what you need to stay safe. Although I do not condone any, you know, weird things. So, I guess I'll take this Doom here. So yeah, I can only say what I can say, and as someone in the US, I can only say what I can say. We'll take the reason hit here. So I probably should have taken more allies, but it's fine. Because we're probably just going to go for a weapon. I probably shouldn't have even taken him off specifically, knowing I don't have fame, but that's how kind of out of it I am right now, so hey. So I didn't take running shoes? I don't think I care. In fact, I'm probably just going to send all these allies at this thing. So, in the interest of not doing much else, Yeah, that would be nice, but I'm just planning to probably run. Maria has... I mean, I could get more cigarettes, but I don't think I need them, so we'll do that as well. And yeah, I didn't get a lot of damage, did I? 5 damage, and allies can do anywhere from 1 to 6 damage when you do send ally. Ah, goodness. At least I'm only losing 1 doom per, but... boy, would this be a lot better if I had better odds. So... we'll see what happens. So, flies closer, but when I get out this turn... and we'll move on. Boy, I really need a weapon. We're gonna take Doom again. And by this time, yeah, I'm probably not gonna get a slot C item, so... I'm just gonna equip the Crestfallen Mask now. So that's what I forgot to say, as I needed... well, again, 1, I had to talk about why the stream was late, and 2, the elephant in the room should be addressed in some length, but I think we're gonna, let's move on and try to have fun here, while I can only do what I can, so I hope I've done what I can. And yeah, I'm sitting here actually looking at Stardew right now. I am still AFKing it, but I'm only still on day 1, because that's how slow I've gone for the past 2 days. So, if I ever show off my hours in Stardew, at least on PC, because I have it on Steam, basically, then, yes. I also have Stardew on a bunch of other... I think I have Stardew on Switch and PlayStation, so take that as you will. Is that Fetid Fumes, by the way? Oh. Hi there, by the way. Hopefully you're not a robot, but if you aren't a robot, I welcome the company. But anywho, yeah, so I want to get... I'm slowly trekking through Stardew, but also, like, usually before I start any farming simulator that's intense as that, because I also have another... I have a roguelike farming... in fact, I think it's called that, roguelike farming simulator, but usually before I play Stardew, at least, I usually end up, kind of mapping out what I want to do. But with 1.6, it's kind of weird. And then I know that Stardew is supposed to be kind of a more laid-back game, but I just, for some reason, I just do it that way. I like to plan things out, and, I use all, the resources, and, look at the farm. And I usually, I think 99% of the time I'm on a standard farm. I've also never played multiplayer, so that might be a fun thing to do, at least just to kind of relax and stuff. I would not record it at this point in time, so... At the same time, I can't guarantee that I would always be online, so that's kind of why I'm also not choosing to... and have never chosen to play multiplayer. But I know other people have played multiplayer around me. So yeah. Yeah. So yeah, good. Welcome. Glad to be here. Nice. 70 hours is that I'm seeing? So 70 hours World of War. Do I think the World of War update will drop in April at this rate? Again, like I said, oddly enough, again, usually when the developer has like an over 90% rate on announcements, I don't think he's ever really delayed. But again, I think things are a little different now than in the past, so it might take a little long. Like, this is the first major update since 1.0, right? Because 1.01 is mainly just small fixes here and there. But you get what I mean. So, things could be different this time. They shouldn't be, but they are. If I had to put money down, if you want the shorter answer, then I would say yes, but we'll see. I'm gonna hold out hope, but that's me holding out hope, and that's also coming from someone who really likes World of War. So I can't deny that I may or may not have somewhat of some bias. So, by the way, I have Cigarette Rush, and I still can only do this. I think I can get... I actually do 15 damage, but... Do I have Improvise, by the way? Please tell me I have Improvise. I probably don't have Improvise, do I? But funny enough, Puppet Matron is one of the few encounters I would fight, so... I guess if we lost Bath, we throw that, and then we also throw this. I'm still off. No, not like this. Unless I can do this into this. I can. What are my odds here? 864%, 80%, 90, 80, 72%. I have to go for it. That's as good as odd as I'm gonna get. And we'll move on. The new boat instrument. So let me actually address these while I think about what the heck I'm gonna do. I don't have no healing, so there's not really much to think about. Sorry, this OCD's gonna do on a perfect do everything. Do you ever do everything? Well, yeah. Again, it's a casual game. At the same time, I like to optimize because, well, if for no other reason than to unlock all the achievements on Steam. Caught a stream? Hey, welcome. The new boat mystery looks interesting. You know, funny enough, as I was doing some Columbo stuff, Columbo the character, by the way, I was actually thinking, what would we think? I'll say it outright because I don't know if I'm gonna go through with it. But I was essentially thinking about doing custom mystery, because I was going to go through my custom characters and do custom mysteries for each of them, or at least one or two, but I feel like just doing... The way I was going to do it is basically just take a mystery that exists in World of Horror, and then basically tweak it for the custom character. So you can take that idea if you want. Also, funny enough, I don't think I can actually... Yeah, I don't think I can actually burn the envelope. I'm not even going to open it because I forget if you lose reason. Yes, so this is someone with like hundreds of hours of World of Horror. I forgot, but... Anywho. We thankfully still have the meat cleaver. Funny enough, we still don't do enough damage, but... I mean, we're on our last mystery, so the mystery scaling means that we... Akane is just out of Desperate Prep Strong for a 5 base damage weapon. So that makes sense. I also forgot my second encounter, but we'll try to play as this normally. Even though I only have one reason, but hey. So. The new boat, yeah, Titanic mystery. Would it be funny? Don't know how to implement story Titanic. Are there any games that are similar to this? Specifically to this? That I've played? Probably no. I can't think of one. Again, it's funny because World of Horror is unique in the exact, you know, implementation of mechanics, which means there's not precisely a game that I can say is a one-to-one. But if you can find, basically, if you search strategy roguelike, I remember one specific day where I searched for strategy roguelike because point-and-click roguelike is not the same. So the closest thing you can, funny enough, the closest thing you can get is a TRPG, but that's obviously probably not what you mean. If you mean video game format, I remember specifically that. Really? Are we not on our last mystery? Oh, that's right, we're not on our last mystery. I think I'm dead here then. But, yeah, you would have to search strategy. I don't know off the top of my head, but I think if you search, well, in whatever, you know, online storefront, search for strategy roguelike, you won't find something that is exactly point-and-click roguelike strategy runs, but you'll find games that don't have a similar loop. What do I want to say? That come close, even if they may be RPGs. But, again, something that's closer to the line of you have HP Sanity and Doom. Funny enough, you TRPGs. Things like a Haunted House on the... Haunted House on the Hill? Is that... I feel like, why does my mind think of Haunted House on the Hill? But you get what I mean. Or a lot of Cthulhu mythos that I know Japanese communities play. At times, funny enough, those are closer to World of Horror, but those are not video games, so that's why I don't conclude them. But if you're, you know, if I were to try and address the question as accurately as possible, that I'm trying to figure out how to survive, but I don't think I have any other options, so we just have to go and deal with it. So I'm pretty sure I don't survive this run, but I'll struggle till the end. I still don't get out in one turn, but it's fine. I think I've used the Cursed Doll once. I could also try to run away, but again, my Doom is high right now, so let's see if I can still theoretically survive. There must be a very niche RPG maker that, yeah. I guess yeah, you can try to find an RPG maker in the same vein of it. I could probably make a game in the same vein of it, but usually as my rule for myself as a game developer is I try to avoid closely following, even though I may take good idea. When a good idea is a good idea, as I die to RNG here, and real RNG, because I have no choice, so it's RNG in choosing events. I usually don't like to... I might cherry pick things that are interesting, but I don't exactly, you know, obviously use the same lines of code. If we're to go to that way, I try not to make a game in the same line not to step on toes, but you get what I mean, to kind of not same things. I don't need to show you the scoreboard because I'm reset already. So as we get into Goizel, Fatalist, All Products, Random Item, Kana, hey. by the way, Kana is a playable character, so I assume that I have everything unlocked. I should actually show you my achievements as well as the mod screen, but hey. 8 Charisma, 8 Knowledge, Takshi-san liked. Second. So, definitely second encounter. But we can set the... Hold on, let me just make sure. Goizo. So, no resting, but we're Kana, so we don't really need to rest. And we'll move on. Yeah, good to know. So, yeah, I hope that answers the question somewhat. But yes, it is... Yeah, World of War is pretty unique in it. And yeah, me developing my game is me developing my game, so... I think part of that is not, I guess, confidence in myself that I know that there are enough games that have not been supplied, or genres that are which not been supplied recently, that I feel can be supplied and do well for commercially anyway. So, and I am usually looking for commercial products to make. I haven't made a lot of them, and technically anything you put on, say, for example, this is an example, itch.io is can be a commercial thing if you allow donations. So that's just a quick tip. If you are developing something on itch.io and you ask for donations and you get donations, theoretically speaking, depending on your area of residence, that counts as income that can be taxed. So yes, you do have to report that on your taxes. Anywho, so again, quick tip off for anyone who doesn't know, just in case there anyone new and who doesn't know. On Fatalist, you can figure out 2 of the mysteries. In World of War, you can figure out mysteries based on the icon of the mystery. So I know this is Botanist, and I know this is, I think, Bulletin. But the mysteries in the left, middle, and right, you don't know. So I'm going to take Bulletin here. And it's Bulletin. And yeah, but Fatalist, the essence of Fatalist still stands. It's really interesting, but anywho. So we'll see. Any future games I'm looking forward to? Usually if I'm looking forward to a game, it's because I can get it with the resources I have. Otherwise, my alternative option is usually to release a game myself and then just play it on the... That's what I was always planning for this year of the redo. If it wasn't playing other games, is to just develop it. Because I did try to develop a game here on this channel and I guess I'm going to try to redo that. So the short answer is no. But the longer answer is no, because I'll probably just going to end up making the game myself to play. And we'll play it together. When we play together will be a free game. But if I make anything commercial, well, I mean, technically it might still be commercial. Well, literally it might still be commercial, because, again, when you open donations, that counts. I'm thinking of whether or not I went to History Club and try to roll on something, or do otherwise. And I'm not saying Mind Drain. So for a specific house rule for Kana is that I don't use Mind Drain and or Ghostly Spear or spells that do that, and if I do, I only use them once, but I think my rule is never to use them. So, because I have Botanist and Bulletin, but I don't know really anything else, we'll just guess where to put the police patrols. It'll probably... Ooh, hospital would be a good one too, but I'm just gonna say school. Just so that if I get really lucky and get, say, Akamanto and Scissors, then I can really lower Doom. But if not, we have to really think about what we're gonna do as Kana. Also, we can pop to the legal den. If we don't see the hospital pass, then we do not have Ward. But I do need a weapon of some sort, so we're going to grab the Meat Cleaver. We'll take a peek at the ally, Reiko, so not really important. And we move on. And we can, funny enough, take the out of funds here to the face, so yeah. But if I will say it outright, and it's not because of, oh, aren't you waiting for fame, Jordan? Because I usually like to give you the possibilities of what I'm thinking of. Nice 11 roll, by the way. But if I had a little bit more people interested in games and whatnot, and I have put it out before, I was still actually planning to read to the world of Slay the Spire stream at some point. But the point is, if I knew there was going to be more attention and that it would be healthy for this channel, then I would plan on playing other games. But at the same time, right now, specifically, I only have the resources I have, so I can only, time, not just capital / money, but time investment. So, World of War is a good small game that actually has a lot of replayability, and I can just sit down and play, and it's really nice. That's why I play it a lot of the time. But at the same time, as shown at the beginning of this year, if you decide you want to see me play a game and basically I will sell out in a sense, but at this point it's kind of hard this month. But I still will. Like if you give me a good reason to play a game, I'll probably play it, and if it's healthy for this channel. But I will take it at least into consideration, because then what I was trying to say is that I was gifted Slay the Spire, and then the promise was to put out Slay the Spire every week, 2 videos and a stream every week. But again, things happen, so I know I failed on that front. But hey, also, can I do a thing here? I would really like to have attacked, because we have a... Well, I thought it was 5 damage. Anywho, moving on. I can't throw this bottle of water. I don't think I want to. So... I don't want to lose 5 Doom, but we might have to regardless. Ooh. Yeah, that's a good point. But, yeah, the short answer is still no, though, unfortunately, so fair. I'm patiently waiting for... Yeah, so I know those things are coming out, and I might touch them here and there, but I think the only thing I've actually really dropped to play was Rebirth, when Rebirth came out. I announced that, and if for no other reason I streamed Rebirth, so I have like a good, I want to say like 20 plus hours to show stream-wise, and a good 2 hours were just jank, but I'm deciding what I really want to do here. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do this, and we hope and pray. But yeah, I want, if nothing else, it allowed me to get some experience doing other stuff, just in case I want to play another game later on, and I decide to stream something else, but... I'm very obviously not a variety streamer / content creator, that I know. World of War is what made me. I wasn't planning for that to be the case, but apparently it's the case, so... we'll move on. 65, I mean, I might as well. I can't even do that, by the way, so... This is 13 damage. Do I want 5 stamina, possibly, or do I want to save on Doom? I want to save on Doom, so funny enough, we're going to throw the empty bottle here. Because we're on Fatalist, and I don't know 3 of my mysteries. At the same time, I should have traded Reason, but hey, did I never visit the forest, by the way? I didn't, did I? That's fine, because we don't die. I guess that's why I wasn't really thinking about it, but at the same time... No, I would still rather say this. So, we might fight here. Don't feel it down not doing STS videos, you know, his own. So yeah, and that was my own self-imposed promise, but anywho. I mean, not really much to think about. We're just sitting here, hitting this phone for a good while. Now, what I should really be doing, so here's a quick little Kana tip. And some people might call it an exploit. I don't, but... let me just make sure I won't die. I think I have to actually brace before I do this. I do. So... But as Kana, you want to die on stamina and reason at the same time. That way you don't receive a double doom penalty, is what I'm trying to say. I could have avoided this, but I was kind of... It was me. It was my lack of focus. I'm not going to say anything other to the contrary. But yeah, you know, it's my fault. You know, there is a point to keeping promises, but at the same time... Ooh, I don't think there's a way for me to purposely die here. Well, actually there is. I do this, and then we just get hit. So if nothing else, I can do this. The soft drink will wait for another opportune moment, I guess, but we'll take 5 doom damage here. And then we kind of just swing for the fences here, because no matter what, this phone will go down. It's just a matter of how much HP I lose. And I didn't rest, so I will get a tireless bonus. Again, Kana's really good for this. But if there's one quick tip I can give you for playing Kana, and we can still do Desperate Action, we shouldn't be able to, so I'm not going to do that. But what I will do is guarantee this next turn, because there's no reason for me not to. I mean, either way. Yes, I could go for a dodge turn instead. There's a few things you can do, but in the interest of moving on and kind of focusing... Oh, wow, this is not guaranteed. Never mind. I guess my mistake. We'll just do this. And yeah, only losing 5 doom for that encounter sounds good, but again, we're on Fatalist, so I don't know what my mysteries are going to be like. At the same time, considering everything I said in the past 10 minutes or so, I think there is some merit in World of War being the game to play for me, because at this point, mods exist. So you can literally do a lot Also, we're in Recluse right now, but hey. We might be able to survive without doing much. Otherwise, taking 5 doom in Recluse isn't a bad idea. But we'll try to get out without losing any. We have the soft drink, but save that for when you're about to die to reason, because it's easy to forget that it's not... Well, it shouldn't be easy to forget, but I can forget that Kana has 8 max reason. I think I've drank the soft drink at 7 reason before, is what I'm trying to say, and that's not good to do. But anywho. So yeah, and yeah, considering what's happening this month, I would rather focus on game development. That way, if I decide to release something on this channel, it's like, hey, we can play it together. Because I do have big plans for that, so I guess that's going to be mainly the big redo. But I also wanted to redo other games that might be interesting to touch upon if I can make them interesting. But anywho, we'll move on with the stuffed toy. Portable selects a true website to upload, download out of. Yeah, and that's why a lot of people are waiting for Steam Workshop. Because obviously, since World of Horror is pretty much optimized for PC, I'm not going to deny that, then it makes sense that a main point of congregation can be the Steam Workshop area. Any mods I can recommend? Literally anything you can find if you're not in the World of Horror official Discord, because again, there's no official website aside from, and if you don't want to do Discord, then again, all you can do really try to do is scrape things off the internet, which may not be the safest thing. I think Nexus Mods is a close second for personal consumption of mods, but yeah, otherwise, specific mods, I know that's not the answer to the question, but to answer the question, any mod packs made by Haspin, I think there are a few creators, but I can't remember. All I can remember is Haspin off the top of my head. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but because there's a lot, but it's made by different people, me included, so but if you're looking at things that completely change the game, I think mainly Haspin. I think one other person has a mod pack of events that should still be compatible with what you have. Also, I can't. Never did. Anywho. But yeah, Haspin put out a big pack that you can basically replace all the base game of the events, enemies, and mysteries if you so choose. So you're playing a completely different game in terms of the actual balance of the game and the meta that you might employ. So that's why I recommend Haspins. If you're going to go completely change the whole game, and then you can play as completely different custom characters. That's what I mean. You can basically make World of Horror not World of Horror, if that makes any sense. You can turn this game into any other thing simulated. Like, if I wanted to make a mod pack all about me, I could, but it'd be a lot of work. But theoretically speaking, I could make a big me game in World of Horror, except it'll be in World of Horror, so you get what I mean. But yeah, mainly, if you want to just a quick and easy, well, it may not be quick and easy if you never installed a mod pack. Also, Fast Swimmer, nice. But yeah, install Haspin's mod pack and then use all of Haspin's mysteries. And that is kind of that would be my go-to to just completely change your World of Horror experience. But it depends. And then after that, anything you can find out. I always. It looks like I'm promoting it, but again, it's because I mainly get it from there, and I know it's somewhat reasonable. So if you join the official World of Horror Discord and pop into the mod repository channel, which has everything that should be updated for this update, then yes. If you want to dive deeper, you can do otherwise, but I usually don't like to go farther. If it's your first time, just basically look in the mods repository channel and see what you like. I think Haspin put up his mod pack in the repository as well, so anywho. So as we died a reason there, I don't really mind, because I don't really mind. But yeah, that's the long-winded answer after about a few minutes. And if you need any specifications, you can always either ask me or ask someone else in the World of War Discord, because we've gotten that question a lot of times. I like, as we kind of segue into another topic, PTSD of the modded Nuzlocke, that's what I remember. Yeah, that's what I remember Haspin, because I did a Nuzlocke on his mod packs with events, and I think it was mainly events and enemies, right? Because I forgot and if Haspin is in this stream, or later on if he wants to comment and give his or her own testimony on things, or their own testimony on things, then yes, I don't think I want to say mysteries were not out at that time, but if they were, then I would have done that. But that's why I clearly don't remember. But I did a Nuzlocke. I definitely knew that I replaced all the events and enemies and did a Nuzlocke there. I don't know why I did that, because that was just suffering for me, but that was after I tried a regular Nuzlocke. So, anywho. Says the me that wanted to make this my last Nuzlocke, and here I am still doing it. So, yeah, it's a heck of a thing. It was a heck of a thing. And that's how I know that, again, for sure. I already knew, because theoretically speaking, I looked at the modding capabilities that Panstaz put forth and then eventually implemented about, I think, a year ago. No, 2 years ago. And I was like, yeah, you can do a lot with World of Horror. Even though in a way, you're somewhat limited, but the fact that you can do it and that there are steps being taken, and Panstas still wants to do stuff for being able to mod things in World of Horror, means that you have a lot of options for World of Horror. But again, usually, because I don't want to completely give specific directions, if I had to answer the question, that's why my answer was as it is. Try Haspin's mod pack and replace all the events and enemies at least. But at this point, you can also replace all the well, quote-unquote replace, but essentially play no base mysteries. And yeah, there are some other... It wasn't just Haspin alone who made it. I think he's credited more than a few... I think there's definitely more than a few artists. But I think a lot of inspiration came... Obviously, the person... If there, you need a director for things. So, the one directing a lot of it and putting it together and releasing it was Haspin. And again, I have to name drop it because that's literally what the mod pack is called. It has Haspin's name in it, so... Also, that's why I have Fast Swimmer. But anywho, we're going to keep taking Strength. I don't know if it's going to matter. We have Botanist and another Mystery. Into Vigil I go, and now I'm scared for my Doom, but yes. Yeah, so I did things. But otherwise, again, a little off tangent. I might as well address something and talk about something while I autopilot here. So... if you see anything you like, I personally would if I were to give personal recommendations, it's to dip your toes into playing custom characters. And that's not because I made custom characters myself. It kind of is if you're trying to point out bias, but customers can be a good one. It was at least, and then when characters have events as well, then that can get you, so that it's not too much trying to install all of the mods. Because otherwise there is a big, basically, guide that's been worked on over the years that can, if you're really interested in using mods and or creating mods, obviously, as well, then you can get into doing. But yeah, there's a lot you can get into. How do I know that? It's because, hold on. Yeah, let me actually focus here for a moment. Because I think I can try to one-turn this encounter, but it's a bit tricky. 95-85, that's as good as I'm going to get. I should do 4 damage here. No, I do not. So I have to do literally anything else. I can throw the Kendall helmet, but if I'm going to do that, I might as well do this. And then... well, actually, if I do that, I should do this. So I shouldn't have thrown the Meat Cleaver. I should not have thrown the... well, I just bugged myself out. I forgot about that inventory bug that I also usually remind people of. So now I only have 4 inventory space, or I only have 3 inventory spaces. But that's not going to be a killer. It's just I didn't need to because I could have just done this. But I'm going to go for this so I can at least do the... if I'm going to throw the Meat Cleaver, I might as well guarantee the next turn with the power of bracing. But at the same time, yeah, so I'm hoping this bug gets addressed. But anywho, let's trade off some reason for stamina so I can hopefully not die to an event. I didn't do it because the attack cuts my stuff off. I'm going crazy this stream. But hey, at least it's funny, and I can still, give some education on stuff, if for no one else than myself, when I tell you of things you can be optimal in World of Horror. We die there because, yeah, that wasn't going to work out. But funny enough, we can still survive. But yeah, if you throw an item that has the same name as what you have equipped, your inventory will bug out in the way of you use a slot, because I guess for whatever reason the game doesn't read that item doesn't exist in the inventory anymore, as we get branded as well. So, just a quick little explanation. I've talked about it before, but I always feel like it's good to... well, not always, but it can be a good idea, at least for me on this channel at this current point in time, to point out things, and, it may be redundant, but just to catch all, if for no other reason, there's nothing really much else to talk about, but also it helps reinforce my own mind, so that just in case I do remember things, like I don't remember my second encounter, then I do need to do things like remember my second encounter. Oh, good, let's get into Botanist. This is gonna hurt, by the way. But we're Makana, so theoretically speaking, we have near infinite monument, so until it asks for something that I don't have enough of, but I think that's really all I'm willing to trade at the moment. 68% Doom, regardless of... I think no matter what mystery you have, unless you have a roads closed, max threat level mystery, essentially. But, assumably, if my force is at max threat level and I had roads closed, that's the only situation that would counter you being at about 70% on your... Well, not 70. 60-something percent on your last mystery. I'm not going to go that far. But anywho. So let's do this. I think I still need to go for a big risk next turn. I do only do the damage I'm doing. I would like to trade Reason for Stamina, but I don't think I have much of a choice. Because I have to do this to try and get rid of Stockchan. Yeah. I get a branch at least, but... don't know how much that's really going to help. I also have other things to throw, by the way. Oh, I have Branded. Let's get rid of Branded then. I think Branded is still... because Branded has the higher possibility of dealing more Doom damage to me, therefore I'm getting rid of Branded over Survivor's Guilt. Funny enough, still going to take Quick Thinking. And we'll move on. So yes, it's up to me to survive. But if I die to Stamina, I die to Stamina. Again, I think, funny enough, I still have enough Doom here. But we'll see. We'll see. I could just end up losing more Doom in the Lighthouse because of how Kana's mechanics work. But we can work out the numbers when we get there. Because we're also leaving Shiro-san behind, which means we're taking a lot of damage. I think I'm just going to guarantee this encounter by throwing both of these. I know this is a human enemy and I can handcuff it, but I would also like to just handcuff Takushi-san, so... let's see. Yeah, in fact, I didn't need to throw all of that. I'm going crazy. If I fail this run, it's on me. I've made more than a few mistakes. This is a perfectly survivable run. I just decided to throw it all away. I'm going to sell the Kendo helmet so we don't get out of funds. You can do that from your equipment, but you can't store or unequip your item, which is odd, but hey. I forget this event all the time, man. I want to say it doesn't matter, though, because no matter what, I think I'm losing Stamina or Reason. Yeah, so... nice strength check, by the way. It's nice that stats don't matter, but really, though, I've made too many mistakes, so... it's on me to fail. So we're going to hit 90% Doom. If we don't get the 6th floor in the Lighthouse, we might have a chance, but it'll depend. I'm thinking about whether or not I want to trade off Stamina right here. Because I also don't remember... well, I can, actually. No, I can't. I don't even have the other actions available, so never mind. Throw that idea out the window. Yeah, there's nothing else I can do. Can't really go for any other ending here, because those will kill me, so... anywho. Yeah, away we go. I completely forgot my second encounter, but we'll do our best to survive. Might as well carry everything we can. Funny enough, if I get to level up, I could have put my strength to 8, but... yeah, completely forgetting my Lighthouse checks is also not a good idea. I think I survive... nope, I don't survive on Reason. I need to rest once. I have flesh regrowth, but that doesn't matter. So, I mean, it does because I can forget it for Reason, but Doom is still the prevalent worry here. And we do have Takushi-san, but Takushi-san is a near non-issue here. I could still die to Takushi-san, so let's stay focused for a moment, right? But as we move on, so Takushi-san here. We have the power Fast Swimmer and Doom. We can brace once, I think. Yeah, we can. Because no matter what, we're going to fail the second encounter check. It's not like lowering the amount of Doom I lose here is going to result in me surviving if I fail the second encounter remembrance check. So we can do this and handcuff. This I need to hit, though, but In a moment, I'm gonna need to remember what the heck I did. I know Botanist is last. It's not Stock-chan. It's not Shiro-san. But I did forget everything else. Funny enough, I want to say it's the roommate, because I think I took... No, I took Recluse. No, I took Recluse. Because my order was Bulletin... And I fought the Bulletin. Did I fight anything before that? It might actually be together. Yeah, because I fought the Twisted Dog first. Pump Mimbotron was way later, so I had to have been together. Yeah, I had to have been together. Hey! For all my gripes and complaints, still somehow... With all the mistakes I've made, and I consider a few mistakes a lot of mistakes for me anyway. Yeah, that's a lot of mistakes. Anywho, this is episode 23, right? I haven't accidentally named... I've been on a run of oops, I didn't update the title, or YouTube ate my title. But anywho... So here's a scoreboard at the moment as I reset the game quickly. And we will get back to the game in short order because, 1 out of 9... Why do I forget it? I can actually look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 9 gods, and that's assuming I roll each one not even close. A skin of my teeth. Although it is relatively efficient because... What I mean by that is, it's weird. At the same time, you could say it's not efficient, but I consider it efficient. If you reach the top of the lighthouse with 99% Doom, 1 stamina, 1 reason, then you've been somewhat efficient. But here's another Goizo run, by the way. So immediately another duplicate god. Colt, all perks, Akana. I guess we're just gonna see a flashback of the same thing. But it's not gonna be the same, and this is why I like World of War as well. Because, while I do understand some people don't consider... a slight change in the run, even though it's sometimes not slight. If this is Eldritch Parasite, it's not slight anymore. But we'll see. You'll see what I mean. I'll explain. So knowledge 8 strength, second charisma, Takushi-san. So at least, if nothing else, going through this lighthouse is going to be a bit different. But the most important thing is the mysteries I run into. So we're going to set a legal den. I'm just going to be confident for some reason. But we're going to see what we actually have. Nothing in the cupboard, which... If you get the empty bottle, that's like 5+ stamina to your run, so usually. But more importantly, one, we're not on Fatalist, so I can actually plan my run out. And we don't have to worry about a Mystery 5 Metamorphosis. But as we have Arms, Flood, Botanist, Festival, Coma. Again, we don't reroll mysteries here. That's just a house rule for when I'm doing challenge videos. But again, even just looking at this, so here's what I'm thinking of. If I'm to give any advice, because usually when you're looking at 5 mysteries, it's a good time for me to stop and kind of think about how I go. But I do kind of have a rule on what I usually like to pick. If there aren't enough boss mysteries, I usually like to take mysteries like Botanist, Footage, and Bulletin. Because I like to avoid Roads Closed. Roads Closed is a town effect that can happen after a mystery that increases your Doom by an extra 1% for investigating the forest, mansion, and village, right? So, as you can surmise, but if you don't know, Botanist, Footage, and Bulletin, on top of Vigil, take you to locations, those 3 locations. So that means the amount of Doom that increases. If you're trying to save on Doom, if you're someone who's having trouble with Doom, just know that that's how you can save on Doom. You lose quite a lot. Especially if RNG is bad. And I can give you specific numbers, that way I'm not just talking out of conceptually. So for example, Festival, and I think you take a village investigation in Festival, or not Festival, Footage as well. I do need to plan this out, because we have Flood and Arms too. But, in Footage, you have 1 village investigation, so that's already an extra point if you're under the effect of Roads Closed. And then there are up to 12 forest investigations in Footage, but really only 11 count because the last one does not add more to your Doom, I believe. And let's make that assumption that that is the case. So that means that's 11 investigations in the forest if you don't do the side quests. But if you do the side quests, that involves 2 mansion investigations. So either way, you're taking an extra 2% Doom, possibly. But if you look at 11 investigations, that's 11% Doom you take on top of whatever events are happening. So Roads Closed, the moment you get Roads Closed and you still have Footage, your Doom possibly increases by 11%. Now, you could be lucky and it only increases by about 2%, but that's about the guaranteed amount, because you do 1 village investigation, and I think you cannot get out in your first forest investigation in the forest phase. Second example, you have Botanist. Botanist, you have 9 investigations, but only 8 really count. if you have bad RNG. So you do 8 forced investigations. I think you still visit the village once, so that's 9 doom if you have roads closed. So if you have botanist and footage and you have roads closed, your doom can possibly increase by 20%. I'm shrugging in real life, so you get the point. That's why I usually like to take botanist, bulletin, sometimes vigil, but usually I say vigil for later, and bulletin first. Bulletin has 2 forced investigations because you usually want to do the side quest on Harbinger, in my opinion. Then you visit the village 3 times, so that's an extra 3% doom, so that's 5% doom on top of events or enemies that hit your face. So anyway, yes, Festival is 1, but Festival only has 5 forced investigations. Yes, you rest, but again, that you remove events because you can rest 3 times. You're not dealing with events. So yeah, ever since Festival got its nerf against the player, where resting now has scaling costs of doom. Or I think it was actually free. I can't remember. That's how good it was. And then we have Arms and Flood. So here, though, we have Arms and Flood. Arms is a 50-50% chance on a random timeline setting to have a boss. For those who don't know, really quickly, if you set random timeline on the main menu, then each mystery is a random timeline. So I could be on timeline A Arms, but timeline B Flood, timeline A Botanist, timeline B Festival, so on and so forth. Flood doesn't really have a change between timelines, but you get the point. So I consider this a boss mystery because I don't know. It's better to plan for the worst than for the better. Flood is a guaranteed boss. You can't avoid it. Botanist, you would not want to fight this boss. And then Festival and Coma. Festival can be a guaranteed boss as well, but what I mean by boss mysteries is that they're completely unavoidable in terms of you having to fight and them dealing damage to you. Theoretically speaking, boss deals damage to you, but since you could just guarantee 5 doom away and not fight the boss-ish, I don't consider it a boss mystery. And then Coma, yes, there is a boss in Coma, but again, you can avoid it, and I would recommend you avoid it because it's a very high HP enemy that does all damage, minimum -2 all damage, so at base. Hence why we are taking Arms first and moving on. Say a little, it wasn't a quick tip, but if you were to get into my mind, because every now and again I should probably, let you know. Unfortunately, we don't get a guaranteed weapon, but we'll do our best. If nothing else, we pick up a brick, because I forgot if we're on random item stats or not. And I don't see a single weapon at all, but we'll reroll once here. We are not on random item stats, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, our perception is bad, but wanted to play with the army knife more. So we'll see what happens. It's definitely not a monkey wrench because I think monkey wrench is still faster, question mark? But anywho. The unfortunate thing is we're probably eating 5 stamina to the face. The upside is that I 2-turn this encounter, even though, yeah, we took a lot of damage, but on the flip side of that, we're Kana. So funny enough, being chased by these cultists, not the worst thing in the world. In-game. Dying to this boss, losing 5 doom here, my doom decreases by 5 there, but having my doom increased by 5 by getting quote-unquote Kana defeated by this boss, or this encounter, isn't the worst thing in the world. It is slowly going to be, because our doom is steadily increasing, but not much I can do about that. I forgot how much this does. 3, so do we get out in 1 turn? Yeah, we do. So we 2-turn this encounter as well. We lose 5 doom, but if we're going to run away, just a quick little Kana thing, you might as well just defeat the encounter so that you at least get experience, if that makes sense. But either way, this is probably going to be a bad run, because if we're on timeline B, where our doom is going to be like at 32% at the end of this mystery. I take reason damage here, because if we have the boss, we need all the stamina we can get. Although I'm pretty sure, even with the baseball bat, we may not hit the end. I'm going to sell this. Yeah, that's still going to be more. If a healing item does 2 or less on recovery, HP overall, I think it's numerically better. But there are times we want to save it, though, and instead prepare for funds. There are occasions. I just can't think of it right now because a lot of bad things are happening to my face. So, let's find out what timeline we're on. We're on timeline A. You immediately know because when the screen fades to black, you either see text or you see a silhouette. And hey, I think the plan is to keep going with the Nuzlocke after the new update, because the whole point of me doing this Nuzlocke after 1.0, and I think that's why I called it, the playlist is called 1.0x, or 1. Whatever, plus, is because I want to do one last Nuzlocke before I completely move on to anything else. Unless someone challenges me to a Nuzlocke on modded packs, then that's another thing, but that's another thing. I could take Flood now. I think I want to prepare as much as possible. I forgot if I'm on all perks, but either way, it's not going to be that bad if I wait another thing. So, yeah, that's the plan. Just continue with the Nuzlocke as normal. Even if it adds another old god, I'll just update the scoreboard. That's what I plan to do. So, hey. What do I want to do here? Just this? Ooh, can I do this? I can. Well, I hit 50%. Time to flip that coin! Yeah! 8 experience, so... Anywho. If I have to swerve, I have to swerve. Because obviously I'm going to go through... So, if you want a more direct plan... Also, I never used the police station, by the way. Whoops. I should have set it to the forest, thinking about it now, but... we still have time. So, the more concrete plan is if and when the update comes out, I am going to stream it and get basically a big bite out of what is new there. That way, I mean, if for no other reason, if I don't get to it off recording, I can learn more about what's going to be in the game so that I can be better efficient in the Nuzlocke, because that would probably be helpful. So yeah, also with that said, I should also do a thing here. And just as we segue into another topic, I am working on that Lighthouse Guide video. I might as well. Funny, I looked for a Lighthouse Guide, and we don't have a Lighthouse Guide video on this platform. That's really, really strange. But we have like at least a few Lighthouse Guides, but none of them are really videos. And if they are, they're not. At least they don't. The algorithm has not pushed them up. That I know for sure. Anywho. Flies closer, but we can do this, so it's fine. So, understanding what sigils are in the lighthouse and what they mean and how to climb it more efficiently, I guess. The kanji liners are what they mean, fluent in Japanese. Funny enough, those are not kanji at all. I think they might refer to something else, but essentially what happens in the lighthouse is that you can... That's why at the beginning of every run, I go over the lighthouse and I say 8 dexterity, strength 8, second mystery, second encounter. It's because you can tell what you're going to run what you're going to run into at the lighthouse before you enter it. And you can plan your whole run out, or you can plan more of your run out as to what you want to do. Because some of them involve getting stats to 8. And that's what decides whether you pass or not. I should have leveled up before this. We are on all perks, by the way. Funny enough, I like running shoes, but I think Discipline is still the safer pick here, so I'm going to pick Discipline. But, so what I mean by that is, yeah, I usually explain it, but having an official video, at least for the sake of helping people out, it would be better to put out a video. Period. It would be better. It would not hurt anyone to put a video out. It's basically what I'm trying to say. There's something else I want to say, but at the same time, I guess I do want to wait for this update, because if for some reason Panstaz removes the lighthouse, then there's no point making a lighthouse guide video anymore. But the chance of that is somewhat low. But you know, and I'm just as a sneak preview, the opening 5 seconds to 5 to 10 seconds of the video is just going to be a cheat sheet. I usually don't like to waste time. That hurts me. That hurts my channel if you're really trying to, you know, make something happen on the channel. But at the same time, it cannot hurt. But at the same, yeah. So basically, I'm just gonna open up and show you a cheat sheet. But I will go over it. It shouldn't be that long. It should definitely not take longer than 2 or 3 minutes. But we'll see. Yeah, if Panstaz decides to, that was something Panstaz always wanted to do. Panstaz wanted to replace basically the endgame lighthouse. I think no one would deny that it's a big wet as to the current state of the lighthouse. You get through all these mysteries and then you just climb a lighthouse. So I will not deny that either. If I had to choose a side, I would be like, yeah, the lighthouse is a little anticlimactic, but funny enough, I'd rather take this. Okay, thankfully that doesn't affect Kana, but anywho. Yeah, Pat says a long time ago, and I think you can find receipts of this. did want to remove the lighthouse and replace it with something much more substantial. That's why scenario mode kind of existed, but we'll see what happens. Again, I don't know what's in the update, so we'll see. There's a low chance of that happening, but with how much time has passed, I don't also deny that something could have been done. That's why I want to wait, just in case something happens. Do I want to find more? I am Kana, so extra points and damage here would help. But at the same time, I can save Doom just by resting anyway, so... Do I want to re-equip? 6, 8, 18, 60, not 60, 77. 77 speed attacks. Perception 3, it's not good either way, but I would rather guarantee a prep strong than go for RNG on 2 attacks. Again, yeah, I can't imagine, but literally a majority of ideas, and I think 95% of ideas are better than the lighthouse. Now, the lighthouse is still a thing you can do, because gameplay-wise, it does add some strategy to your run, but immersion-wise, it definitely does. I think I would say it would break immersion. I'm deciding on whether or not I want extra damage. Let's see. I need to remember. I need to start remembering the base HP of this boss so I can plan things out better. Because saving a turn here does mean a lot for Kana. It could be the difference between an extra. It could be the difference between 5 Doom or 10%, or 10% or 15%, really. I already drank the soft drink, didn't I? What could I get in the school that would help out? Box cutters? I'm gonna go for it. I'm just gonna eat the stamina damage here. And I guess we rest here. Because again, we're topped off at 8 max reason anyway. But to be topped off, we do this. Also to heal stamina, but you get the point, we're doing it. Oh, found it. It's hidden risk, danger hazards, dangerous. So, are you talking about the lighthouse sigils? Or are you talking about something else? Because I don't recall seeing any of those kanji. I am someone who took Japanese for a long time, but I wouldn't say I'm fluent in speaking in Japanese, that much. Anywho, I could say that much. So, if nothing else, I need to remember that on my third mystery, the boss has 35 HP and the enemy... So overall, 52 HP. Would an increase of damage have helped my strat here? I really get 8 damage here? Why? Huh. Oh, the door... Yeah, you do. Yeah, so it says, basically dangerous. Kiken? Yeah. You can say, or like, usually when you add Kiken and it's used in the context of, places, or someone puts it there, like police put it there, workers put it there, it usually refers to like an area or a place of it. Even though they might not use that specific kanji for place, usually again, it's interesting culturally because they add things like not just Kiken, but anything that you use to warn the public. It's meant more as a kind of like this, not this area physically, but this, please be, because it's also just the area and also the act of being aware. Anyway, I'm trying to figure out where this extra point of damage is coming from, but you get what I mean. And I find it really interesting in that way, because every other place will just say, hey, this place or this area is, and it brings forth the, oh, I shouldn't be hitting the boss, by the way. It brings forth the idea that this physical place is dangerous, but definitely in Japan, when signs are presented to you, they are, how do I say it? In my opinion, they're advertised more towards the person and asking the person to be open their awareness and be more aware of whatever, they're being told of. So, and again, being told, I don't want to say more on it. We're going to roll on this 50-50, by the way. Because after that, I can start trading things. Okay, yeah, I can definitely feel a bit more relaxed doing things. I guess I might as well add this immediately. No, I don't. I want to wait. Because I want to do this. So, I might as well just do it twice. And then I can do this. If for no other reason than to do it now, but I don't think throwing the baseball bat is going to help me any. We'll see. We'll find out. No, it does not. So we're just going to do this and walk away. Actually, I should do this and then walk away. Yeah, so I had more than a few, well, up to a few Japanese teachers, professors tell me things of being, keeping wary as if I were to ever visit Japan. And I'll keep telling this story because it applies, and people who know me know in real life, so I don't mind dropping this much information about me. But I had the option to also because I went to college to study for fame, by the way. Not for fame, but I went to college to study for computer science. I could have also double majored Japanese, but the only reason I didn't get to is because I decided not to go to Japan, and it pretty much was a. I had a lot of opportunities that I could have done. Also, we'll see. Gotta go for the. Oh yeah, see you later, man. I want to, hope you had a good fun time, and I'll see you later. But as for everyone else who's remaining here, I had a chance, but I just didn't go to Japan. Also, I know I've said it before. I said both of these things before, but the second thing is I had a chance to go to Hawaii for pretty much as pretty like Ichiban did. I had a chance to go to Hawaii. I chose not to. So I chose not to. I think this is during a summer break. I'll say that much. So don't know why I did that. Really should have taken my. Now that I'm older, probably would have been a better idea, all things considered. But maybe I'll explain more about that if I'll make this my solemn promise, and someone will need to remind me of it because I'll likely forget. But I'll explain more about that particular instance if this channel goes farther. Farther is for distance. FA, and as a little quick grammar tip, usually if you want to do some stuff, as I take a broken jaw over 3 stamina and hasty aid, is that. Yeah, so if you use farther, FARTHER, that's for distance. But if you use further, that's for more conceptual things. So you would say, I threw the ball 3 meters farther, FAR, but you wouldn't say further. You would use further when you say, I'll explain further, FURTHER, for the things that are more conceptual. Anywho, moving on. So yeah, this stream should be going on for another 30 minutes, because usually I go for 2 hours minimum. Well, the optimal time for me is 2 hours, but I started the stream late, so that's on me. I'll just take that, and yeah, this will do it. Or if I feel like I wouldn't be as well as the Nuzlocke, because I think completing the Nuzlocke is more important than sticking to my stream time for this particular series, anyway. Anywho, we are on Timeline B, by the way. I can get 3 damage, but at what cost? A lot of doom, that's what. So as much as I would like the Spiral Hood, we can't really take it. So away we go. And yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on the lookout. If the update releases within the next 6-ish hours, I will stream here on YouTube. Otherwise, if the stream releases after about 6 hours, I am more likely to stream on Twitch. I will say that much. But as we enter Coma as our last mystery, we should be able to survive unless I make a really huge mistake. But we'll see, won't we? So we'll grab funds to avoid out of funds. I'm keeping an eye out on the official Discord, because that's probably where everyone's gonna go crazy there. So that's why another reason to join the official World of War Discord. I don't know if I have an invite link, actually. I should probably. Oh yeah, that's right. Let me actually check that really quickly, because that's kind of important in context things right now. So let me actually check. That way, at least you can get it from a, you're not going crazy. Also allows me to think about what I want to do here. Because, yeah, I'm in Coma right now. I can hear the hospital BGM. I was like, oh, let's just increase the threat level. Why would I do that? So we're just gonna, we're gonna go for discipline plays. It's low. It was at minimum threat level, so actually I could have just gotten the experience for Doom, but hey. Well, let me find a link to the invite. Oops. The thingy-majiggy. Can I? What is the thing? Is it this? Yeah, it's this. So let me just make sure it's that. And let me do a thing. So, yeah, that's that. So I'm going to put the link. I should probably put like a chat command. I'm pretty sure I don't have a chat command yet. But in case anyone was wondering, here's the link. Hopefully robots don't hurt me that much. But That's the link to the... That should be the link to the official World of War Discord. If it's not, I promptly apologize, but I just tested it out and it should be. So, hey. Do I have... Yeah, I do have allies, right? But Fujigo is nice. Asato's also nice. But if I'm going to let Asato go specifically in this instance, it would be better to take Parting Gift. And in fact, I can make use of that now. So, we get one in... I think that was Strength. And we have... I just happened to get two of the better, or if not the best, in my opinion, the best spells in the game. So you know what? Fair enough. Let me just do nothing and take stamina damage, though. And we won't use Ghostly Spear, unfortunately, but it is going to be good reason healing. Now, unfortunately... we have a lot of things to do. So, let me see what I decide to do here. I can brace into a Fujiko hit. Can I brace into an Army Knife hit? I can. Can I do a Strong? Ooh, I get really close, but probably just gonna have to do this instead. I think... please tell me this does at least 4 damage. It does, thankfully. I never remember. A lot of things that I assume does 4 damage when thrown actually does only 3. Help. This should do 15 damage, at least. And out we go. I should have actually traded Reason for Stamina. I made a mistake. Well, time for a doctor's office visit. 2 Doom for 2 Stamina. I can also get rid of an injury here. I guess I should. Because we have a broken jaw, so... I would like to cast Memory Extract, if necessary. Probably necessary. What I should have done is trade Reason and then cast Memory Extract. That's what I should have done. But, anywho, we're going to lose Reason here regardless. And we have Fetid Fumes. Doesn't matter. That's my last mystery. And I should be able to survive no matter what. If I die here, that would be really strange. Because, assuming I die once as Kana and get always there. Yeah. So, not really much to say. If you're right before anyone goes, or if you're going to go off the stream for a moment, like this, if I die, it would be very surprising. We have 8 strength, so I won't die to stamina no matter what. My Doom is going to increase by upwards of 10, but like really I should survive. Even if we have Takushi-san, which we don't. We don't have the 6th floor because now that reminds me, that's the last sigil. Oh no, it's not. I'm going crazy. I know I will. Anywho, we'll move on. Oh, goodness. I don't have a strength check, but again, I should survive no matter what, because how I think about it is that if I have 8 in strength, dexterity, or knowledge, I basically say, oh, I can only lose upwards of 6 stamina. If I have 2 of strength, dexterity, or knowledge at 8, then I go, well, I can only lose upwards of 3 max stamina. Unless, of course, you have things like badly bleeding and or cut artery. Those are extreme examples, but you get what I mean. What did I do second, by the way? I did Flood 4th. I did Coma 5th. I think I did Botanist 2nd because I was like, oh, I'll take Flood 3rd. Yeah, I did. Which means that my second encounter was somewhere amongst those two. I'm sure everything before the Sweaty Assailant and Flood was anything after the Sweaty Assailant, that encounter included, was after the second encounter. So what did I fight? I know I did Botanist 2nd. I took Arms 1st. I was on Timeline A Arms. I might actually be the Apartment Stalker. I didn't even look at the screen, but anywho. Yeah, I fought Occultist Hunter first. Then I fought the Apartment Stalker because I was holding on to the baseball bat. Again, I should just remember this, but I usually end up just using logic and intuition. But anywho, as we finish the little Goizo run, I'll show you the scoreboard, but it hasn't updated because I just did a Goizo run. We'll see if we go for 3 Goizo runs. That would be interesting, but well, boy, would it be. I mean, it's part of the challenge, so is it a bit boring? Sure, but that's part of the challenge rules. That's why it says, hey, if the same old god appears, must survive. That's part of, the RNG aspect of this challenge. And if you want to do the challenge yourself, I'm not going to force you to take the same god. You can take a different god every time. I think the heart of it is to randomize your settings and deal with whatever you get. And if you reroll on mysteries, again, that's to your own imperative. My house rule is to not reroll mysteries. But anywho, as we get Yogata, Curious Birthmark, Character Exclusive, Random Item, Mizuki once more, we can kind of go for an ally attack, but Yogata, by nature, makes it so that, yeah, ally attack gets a bit harder. But we are Mizuki, so yeah, let's plan things out. Strength, Dexterity, Strength, not in that order. Strength, in order, it's 8 Strength, Takshisan, 8 Dexterity, Light Source, second mystery, and if we have the 6th floor, Heart of Darkness, we get an 8 Charisma check, which we are Mizuki, but at the same time, I'm going to roll on RNG and go for ally attack. The reason why I say it's RNG is because I'm hoping for at least one one more Doom efficient mystery: Scissors, Flood, Recluse, or Akamanto. Those are mysteries I consider more Doom efficient. Akamanto specifically only if you take non-ending A, but you get what I mean. Because I'm going to go for ally attack. And ally attack, if I get, say, the alternate extreme bad RNG version is if I get Botanist. No, not Botanist. Bulletin and most 7 investigation in-town mysteries, because Yogatak doesn't follow you into forest phases or mansion phases. So in theory, Hell, Botanist, and Footage are better for me. But also they're not, because if you get unlucky with events, it just hurts. So I am rolling an RNG, and it's probably not in my favor, but if I'm going to take a risk, I'm going to do it now. We get an empty bottle, but let's see what we have on our plate. I see painting, I see bulletin. Well, or nails, sorry. So that's not as bad. We have Akamanto. We do have Akamanto, Sailors, and Footage. So, for ally attack, funny enough, you do want to see painting, but getting Amy as another ally for your ally attack strat really depends on your fame, because otherwise it is still RNG. I say it's RNG because you have a chance of 2-turning the boss if you build towards ally attack correctly. Hopefully I can showcase that off to have a happy ending to the stream and a score of 2, but we'll see. Otherwise, we have Akamanto and Nails, so I want to go through these 3, because if I know I'm going to fight the boss of painting to do ally attack, I want to take it before Mystery 4, when the boss is going to be doing an extra point of damage. So, painting is probably going to be 3rd. It's definitely happening later, but not happening that much later. Otherwise, I can save Nails for later too, because we can handcuff Akamanto. And we're healed up right now, so Akamanto's going to chew off a stamina. Yeah, you lose a lot of stamina, and maybe someone's going to do the math and say, actually, it's worse to do non-ending A. But because there are there are still fewer sources of Doom decrease, I think Doom decreasing if you're crunching any numbers at all, as we have Seaside School at max threat level, our high threat level being the village, you have to also consider the frequency of HP availability. So how many sources of recovery and loss of stamina, how many sources of recovery and loss of reason, how many sources of recovery and loss in Doom, because those are the factors that contribute to you losing a run. But anywho, and yeah, we have painting, so Yogata can't follow us there, so we grab students first, hopefully get a point in Charisma. Optimally, you want a point in Charisma. But anything else, yep, so this is pretty much as efficient as we're going to be. We might as well access this. But I'm pretty sure I can't recruit any more students, right? Yeah, so 2 claps. Although I really need... if there's anything that I need to practice on top of what I need to remember, it's that I need to really practice or get into the habit of remembering how to do the Ghost Ritual flowchart. Anywho. So, we took our handcuffs. We should be good to go. But yeah, in this specific instance, I'm taking Akamanto first. My reasoning behind that is I have handcuffs for Akamanto, but the other side of that is I want to level up. That also allows me to level up before Nails, or prepare before Nails, just in case I can do better in that encounter. Preferably, I get Fame, but the chance of leveling up in your first mystery is a lot lower when you're not going for things like Thorough Investigation does add quite a bit of experience to your run, so... Anywho. Although with this loadout, we're probably going to get smacked once by Akamanto. It's fine, but we don't want to keep getting smacked. And on Curious Birthmark, you're trying to lower the amount of hits you take. So for example, if we had Flood, that would be really bad for Curious Birthmark and, by extension, Medical History. Also, our stamina is quite low, but we'll deal with it. Oh yeah, it's definitely very low. So I think we can do one ally attack. Nonetheless, we're probably going to get smacked once. And if that's the case, I can survive one smack with the power of this. The Funny Mask did heal me as well, but the important part is I pretty much 2-turn this encounter, no matter what. Oh yeah, I don't even have to take any... There's no RNG involved. With the handcuffs, anyway. But if I had to, yeah, I should have actually gone for a kick. But theoretically speaking, there's still a chance, even if handcuffs weren't available. But let me not mess this up. Actually, I did not need to. I should have reacted. I made a mistake. I made the mistake. So if you see in the chat right here, I actually defeated Akamanto by damage. But either way, I was planning to use the handcuffs, but I didn't need to use it there. Funny enough, I was very inefficient. But anywho, we're still worried about our Doom, because even if Yogatag isn't following us, ally attack does add quite a bit of Doom on its own. Although, with this loadout, I'm probably not going to run into a slot C item, so I'm just going to equip the Crestfallen Mask immediately. And into Nails I go. I definitely want to level up before... I might even want to reroll for Fame once. Unless I'm on all perks. I think I might actually be on all... No, I'm not on all perks. We're on random item perks. Or random item stats, but character perks. I'm pretty sure... Please tell me I'm right. I'm scared now. We'll go for Perception. And let's move on. Yogatag is getting furious, but again, I normally don't like to roll on avoiding Yogatag. Going for ending A here results in a harder boss in my opinion, so... yeah. For dexterity, so we don't run, because if you fail, a lot of the killer encounter or the nail events that you fail result in more stamina loss than a guaranteed source of stamina loss, but it's not always that. Don't want to eat this in the face. Funny Mask is still going to do more healing. Crestfallen Mask obviously needs to stay on my face. And the empty bottle can also be a good source of healing, so... The empty bottle's worth decreases as your run continues. Otherwise, I would have considered throwing it to not get Insumasu look, but hey. We're not going to visit the seaside a lot, so I don't really care as much. So, the only other game you know of that uses the word Crestfallen is DS1. Really? Funny enough, I've obviously played Elden Ring, but I also didn't really touch any of the other Souls-like games. Branded. And into the mortuary I go. Actually, I could die here. I could have actually investigated 2 other locations to avoid this, but maybe, just maybe, we get out in 2 turns. It's going to be some RNG involved, actually. Unless I throw the funny... I might have to throw the funny mask. I might even have to throw the empty bottle, but let's see. Definitely can't brace into anything substantial. Okay, well, I definitely want to throw... Yeah, I have to throw the empty bottle to make things less RNG, because what I have to do is react to... Basically, if I hit this kick and the Kabuki killer does not die, I need to throw the funny mask. Okay, good. So I had to react there to missing a kick. Or basically, after the ticker hit the kick action and the boss did not die, I have to press the throw button so that the boss dies. Again, I'm sure that's not intended by the developer, but hey, okay, so we're going to reroll here. We're going to reroll again, because fame is that important here. I will die if I do not get it. I actually have to heal stamina. And we now have to deal with the consequences of my actions. So we have Sailors and Footage next. I could die. I could doom out here, but at least, again, for Footage and paint the whole of painting, I will not be stalked by Yogatag. I will, however, if I face this Frostbite land, I unfortunately cannot take the stamina damage. I probably wanted to take the reason damage even less, but we'll see. With Fame, we have a chance of 2 turning this encounter, so we're gonna take the stamina hit there. This is a charisma check, by the way. I don't know why, but it is. But yeah, for the purposes of getting Amy here, it'll do a 2-fer. I'll be doing more damage. Oh, Survivor's Guild, I didn't want to see that. I guess we can let's old coin it away. Our reason continues to decrease. Not my room. My room is not decreasing at all. But yeah, let's get rid of that. Insumasu look would also not be bad now that's been nerfed toward us, but hey. And we want to save Amy here because that'll allow me to become Omega Mizuki. So, yeah. Taking the extra point of Charisma. I think I'm going to double up on Charisma. Yeah, let's double up on Charisma here. And I think we get a guaranteed prep attack. I'm pretty sure 10 Charisma and the number of allies that you usually would normally get on this ally attack strat, so like 6 or 7, but I want to say actually 7. Do I have 7 allies, by the way? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it might be 6 allies, 10 charisma with fame that you can do prep ally attack, prep ally attack. And if that's the case, as we fight this guy, oh no, okay, it was less threshold, 9 charisma, but you get the point. We get guaranteed 20 damage, but upwards of 24. And with 40 damage in 2 turns, that means any boss will die. I will take a smack to the face, but I might be even able to brace. But I think that's an RNG. It is RNG. Because if I get... No, if it's RNG. Because if I do... I would need to hit 12 damage twice. I guess we'll find out though, right? I can just brace, prep an ally attack, and respond, right? Because if I do 12 damage here, I can throw the flashlight or the funny mask. I'd rather throw the flashlight. Okay, good. We didn't need to. So again, another reaction there, but now we do upwards of 24 damage per turn, which can make a difference. But removes a lot of RNG from bosses. Again, though, our primary concern now is the amount of Doom we have, but 55% Doom on our 4th mystery actually isn't bad. So it's all based on what Yogothag decides to do to my face, and I don't think if we have roads closed, actually I would resign my earlier statement. But I forgot my second encounter, and this is guaranteed 24 damage. I don't have to see again. That's a really particular threshold. If you have 6 allies, you're relying on RNG. But if you have 7 allies, then again you get minimum 24 HP damage, which matters here. So anywho, again, lots of... If I were to give a guide on Mizuki, I need to remember to mention things like that. Yeah, so I think every base enemy right now dies immediately, except for ghosts. So, yeah. So I'm hoping not to run into a ghost, but ghosts are still a thing, and for that reason, because there are no ghosts in the forest yet, base game, we are going to just enter the forest. So, yeah. 10 charisma. Thank goodness. Anywho. Now that being said, my Doom is increasing a lot, but I think the safer... Because the alternative, and I crunched the numbers really quickly, if I run into Rumu Ghost, I'm running away. If I fought Rumu Ghost, I would lose even more number-wise, because you lose at... Well, now I'm losing like 6 all minimum in Rumu Ghost, so you run away. But if I was going to run away from Rumu Ghost, the only way I would get my Doom's worth in investigating, compared to investigating every single ghost, every single force investigation, is if I ran into the second Doom decreasing event, because I already ran into one. I ran into the bath one. I would need to run into the book burning one. But if I don't, and I run to Rumu Ghost and run away, that's more Doom than I would spend just entering this forest now. So yeah. Anyway, but I don't want my Doom to increase, that's why I wasn't even willing to risk the right option. Funny enough, actually, maybe Parting Gift? Oof. I guess you're back. What you were watching? Oh no! What you were watching is too boring. Also, I forgot to get rid of these Frostbite. I don't need to get rid of Frostbite. So you know what? Parting Gift. Because if I don't have to worry about... It's a very specific thing, but you might as well be efficient when I can. So as we get back to the game here, just so I don't die, is that... So assume you fight Takshisan, but then there's a dexterity check after. If you're in a very specific situation that is used, for some reason, say I have 7 dexterity, but I have Takshisan. So after you fight Takshisan, if you have Parting Gift, that's why you would want Parting Gift. You release your allies and hope that your dexterity increases. Otherwise, probably what I'm going to do here is that after Takshisan, if I have Takshisan, I think Takshisan might be last, but you get the point. After Takshisan, I let go of all of my allies because I won't need any of them anymore most of the time. Dog, please. Thank you. Wow, I'm just Omega Mizuki. But I could die to Doom. More fun to see me struggle? Yeah. Yeah, I don't deny that. I have some confidence at least trying to be somewhat entertaining at times. And as I've said before, if you're a content creator or streamer of any point, yeah, I usually talk nonstop, but normally, if I had to choose, at least for me, if I were to give advice, it's better to keep talking than have too many bouts of silence, because otherwise, if for no other reason than it's much more dangerous to do it because of robots, then yeah, usually a video is more entertaining when someone is speaking about something. Now, if they're speaking about, I should have more things about, myself to talk about, but by now it's just, yeah, welcome back. By now it's just a matter of me. Hold on, I'm trying to decide because I'm on. But yeah, let's do this. Torch. Yep, we're on timeline B. I can't actually try to fight this boss, but I would just still be losing HP because I'm pretty sure this boss doesn't die in one turn. So, Oh, by the way, we have a maxed out level Seaside, and I do have Insmasu look, right? So this is gonna be painful, somewhat. But anywho. Watching that, but the was not great. Yeah. I'm not someone who knows too much about sports. I did at one point. I knew I played a sports game, which is normally not normal for me, but that's because I had, let's just say, playing certain franchise modes of an older game was really interesting to me. Also, this is one of the few encounters. Never mind. I pretty much two-turned this encounter anyway, unless I missed its kick. But if we get lucky on ally attacks, doesn't matter. Anywho, so I think actually in the interest of maybe passing all of... No, never mind. No, we'll do this. We will, in the interest of getting more stats to 8, we're going to do this. Throw the torch. Bye. And we move on. If I recall correctly, there's no way for me to... There's no way for you to get ending A on timeline B sailors, if I recall. But anyway, haven't seen the people... Ooh. Is that something that happened recently? Because then I wouldn't know. All I know is that things were not as great as they appeared to be. And that's all I can say about my knowledge on issues. So we do have Takushi-san second. But we don't have... Well, we weren't going to get 8 strength anyway, so that doesn't matter. But what does matter is, just like I said, wow, I called it. I didn't even remember it. We do have a dexterity check after Takushi-san. And primarily only the dexterity check. But if we release pretty much all of these allies and get to... Well, actually, no, one of them is actually decreasing my dexterity. So there's actually a better chance of me getting my dexterity at 8. But small little optimizations here. Happened yesterday. Got stopped. Never seen this since... Yeah, things can happen. I mean, it's not a stigma, but obviously there are occasions of it happening before. So, I also don't need to worry about the light check, so I can actually throw everything I have. The Funny Mask has also proven its worth. Otherwise, alternatively, I could send allies here if I were to look at things. So I think if your stat is 8 before you press this button, it's fine. So what we're going to do is let everyone go and hope dexterity increases. I forgot if luck can also increase with this, but hey, and I'd rather... You know what? Actually, we don't need this charisma anymore. So, we're going to let go of everyone and see if dexterity increases. Let's roll this little gotcha here. We also now have Expel Evil, so we're super good, but we'll see. It's my okay, so my dexterity hits 8, and yeah, it does count. So, small optimizations. I never thought about it that way before, but if you're running with ally attack, that's another kind of positive. If you have to take Parting Gift. But I think it's an okay idea. But I haven't crunched the numbers yet because I just thought about it. And it's still learning things new, even though I should... Or, learning new things. Learning new things. Even though I should have really thought about this before. So, I should know. I did Akamanto into Nails into Painting. We can even level up again. And we're perfectly good. This is the health... I think this is actually the healthiest Mizuki run I feel I've ever done. Definitely top 3. But anywho... that was Yogatag, and I think to close out this stream, I'll do one more run, just because I'm feeling good. I feel great. I'm feeling motivated. Also because my score is only at 2. So, whoops. I want to get back to where I was. If I can end on 3, that would be great. Otherwise, if I can't, I mean, I guess that's going to be a reset. But we'll see, right? So, as I get into, probably, yeah, this will be last, because again, if for no other reason than maybe other people have things to do, but also for my, just to keep things on the level, We'll get into Kathak, Scar's character exclusive, Moriko. Depending on certain combinations of old gods, backstories, and character, I can tell that you should have a good chance of surviving. And a run like this, you have a not near impossible, but you have a very good chance. If I see this on Harbinger even, you have a good chance of surviving in my opinion. But, as we get into this run, so what do we have? 8 Dexterity, Light Check, 8 Strength, 8 Charisma, 2nd Mystery, and 8 Knowledge. So possibly every single stat check, but definitely no second encounter check, which puts a load off of my mind. And specific, a little quick advice, if you're running with Moriko or anyone with a weapon really, even if it's Yumiko and the Lucky Bat is not as good, you want to switch the hardware shop to Illegal Den unless you're doing very specific strats. Assuming you're trying to trying to be efficient and not trying to unlock any achievements. But, hey. Apparently, oh yeah, so you're talking about that sounds crazy. That's all I'll say on the topic. Again, I'm not going to pretend like I know too much. But I will give my, oh no, I don't do reaction videos or reaction content, but if I were to react in such a way and try to add as much as a human opinion as I can. Yeah, that sounds crazy because you think that, humans, I think a majority of humans have common sense, but that doesn't mean that humans are without their flaws. So they're, at the same time, a majority of humans, when things are dire, bad things can happen, I think. I think that's also a true statement in human life. If I were to give more constructive thoughts on these topics in general. Teacher, mermaids, I see scissors at the end here. Vigil, painting, scissors. Ooh. I mean, I could try to fight mermaids. Do I want to? We'll see. Imagine being in public at this moment. Yeah, there's something I want to say here. I'm trying to still think, though, so let me actually focus so I don't get my score reset. Sorry. But I will adjust that really shortly, just because there's something I feel about that. I'm not saying everyone needs to be either an introvert or an extrovert, but there is something in danger prevention in terms of just staying away in general over learning to defend yourself physically. At the same time, I don't think learning to defend yourself physically is a bad thing either, because an emergency is an emergency, but at the same time, learning to stay away from dangerous situations, I think, is also a good part of self-defense. So, I think, just in case, because if and when I get deft handling, the old shotgun will become better. But, at the same time, I don't have 6 strength, so what I'm actually going to do is take scissors first. I'll consider... We have a lot of mansion investigations, and I don't have access to the town unless I take mermaids. Or teacher, but I don't want to take teacher yet. Because that means I have to enter painting vigil last. Oh! That's why I want to save... Oh. That's right. So 3 non-town mysteries, mermaids teacher. Maybe I do save mermaids last. We don't have Takshis on, right? I thought we have a light check and a mystery check. Let me actually check while I'm here. Again, going a bit slower, just so I can try to close out on a good note. Yeah, we don't have Takshis on, so I can afford to take burns in mermaids. So that means I can take mermaids last. So I have access to the town for whatever reason, whether I want to rest or something. But that means I need to take scissors and then possibly painting vigil second. But we'll see. Depends on what timeline we're on here. If we're on timeline B, that might be better for me. Unfortunately, we're not, so we're on timeline A. The next question I have is whether or not I want these cursed scissors. We're on scars, so it would not be a terrible, terrible idea. And scissors by nature allows you to kind of wield the cursed scissors a lot more comfortably, unless, of course, you have roads closed botanist footage, but anywho. So we lose -2 all and move on our way. It's a lot better than the possible -3 all we normally use, but I wonder if I can do this. No, I cannot. So we're just going to take our guaranteed 3 turn for -2 all. And depending on what happens here, we might be healthy. So funny enough, actually, I wish we had the second encounter check, because now I would have remembered it was Maru. I only remember this stuff When I don't have... A lot of the time when I don't have the second counter check, I can't even go for 3 attacks to go for a 1-turn, unless I throw the wooden bat, but I want to throw that at the scissor lady. So, in the interest of staying healthy, let us do this. Although if I get hit by an event, hey, but we're on encounter lockout till the end of the mystery, pretty much. So we're gonna go for the cursed scissors, actually. Because if nothing else, I can shoot the scissor lady in game, so yeah. Now, I just found out that we're at least on high threat level, and I think we're on actually max threat level, but so be it. I would rather lose stamina here. Oh, that's a lot of penalty damage. Okay, maybe I just end up dying. But we'll see. So, throw the wooden bat. No, we can still react, kind of. So, 87% into 87%. Those are pretty good odds, but I do have things planned if things happen. So, I can't afford to just take another hit to the face here. I should be able to take another hit to the face. Alternatively, I could fire to... Oh, no, I can't. I can't. Or I could just throw the old shotgun completely out the window and throw that as well. Because I know the wind bat does 4. We can test it now. It does 4. And I think the old shotgun does at least 3. Otherwise, I can go for this or brace. But then I'd have to gamble on a kick. Ooh. So let's see. I mean, if I'm going to take... Yeah, if I'm going to take 2 all damage anyway... Let's actually play it safe here and do this. No, wait. I have to enter painting or vigil. I just realized. Well. But I don't want to just die immediately either. So, you know, we are going to do this. And now I have to think about what mystery I'm taking next. I feel like there's a better option for me. But anywho. So we grab the cursed scissors. I think that's going to be a better weapon for us overall. For now. So we'll equip it temporarily, but... Boy, I have so much Doom to spend, but nowhere to spend it on. So, for the love of everything, I really hope that, as I enter Vigil here... The mansion is also not at high threat level, at least. It also seems to be at max threat level. I can't tell anymore. But we'll see. Funny enough, now I want to run it to at least 2 encounters so I can run away. Because taking events like that is going to eventually kill me. I might even have to fail the vigil. But let's see. We'll do it for now. I mean, I can tell what steps I have in the vigil. I can check the pamphlet, but... We're hoping for... So this is reason loss if I fail. Quote-unquote fail. I don't actually know what this depends on, but... We'll just assume it depends on luck anyway. Figuratively and literally. But we're also trying not to die on stamina. I feel like we're in a high threat level location. So losing stamina would not be a smart decision here. Funny Mask did heal our stamina. And I think we can one-tap this encounter. Yeah, the Cursed Scissors was a good call. We get to level up. I want to increase my strength because that will help me out in the teacher. And this is also reason loss, and I'm gonna try to save Doom here, so that when I take Teacher, I can rest more often. Pretty sure I need to rest at some point. So... we can sell the Meat Cleaver, that's fine. And let's get out of this encounter mystery. Sell a really good Vigil. And then we get Time Skip. I was planning to rest with that Doom game. Why would you do this? Whatever. Well, we haven't gotten anything that would help the old shotgun yet, so there's no reason to actually equip it. We'll keep the Cursed Scissors equipped for now. Well, actually, do I want to take this first? We'll see how hurt we get. What I'm debating over is whether I want to rest during this mystery and not get the tireless bonus, but we'll see. Forest School, and we have painting. Because we have painting, I'm going to set the police station to the forest. I don't think we have enough school investigations to warrant. I think maybe we have 2, but either way we break even if I were to switch, so... Hey. As long as I don't get a ghost encounter at any point, and if I do, that's going to hurt my Doom, but I have no choice. That's why I want to wait to see if I want to rest. Because there's also a chance we run into the Rumu Ghost in the mansion. That's really what I'm looking at here. That bite won't help, because I can possibly die to flashbacks if that infects itself. But I don't want to lose funds either. I guess I grabbed the blessed. Yeah, I grabbed the blessed shell. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, I think we see what happens here. Because I don't want to enter the doctor's office and do nothing. I guess for that reason I'm going to do this regardless. Yeah, we're going to do this. I want to get rid of that bite because I don't want to die to flashbacks. Now, hasty aid is not great either, but we'll see what happens. If that turns into a broken bone, I've made a worse decision. And I just took a curse there, so thankfully it wasn't flashbacks, but you can see why I'm so scared of flashbacks. It's a very real worry, but anywho. Can I go for a one-shot? I can. 80, 70, I might as well. I'm losing stamina regardless. And I thankfully do win that RNG. And we do have 2 maxed out level investigations here, but I roll a 12 and, you know, I just eat it. So we'll put the sensor on screen preemptively, but what do I really want to do here? I know we're only taking 1 stamina damage. I don't think there's much else I can do regardless, so yeah, there's not much. I 2-turn this encounter no matter what, so I might as well just go for 1 attack, 1 big attack, as the scissors increase my doom. And there's my dislocated shoulder, but thankfully it was not as bad as it could have been. And that's right, we're taking only 2% doom on our first hit, but at the same, because we're on scars, but I still want to brace because badly bleeding. So either way, we save on... No, we don't, because we wanted 6 strength, because we want to brace here regardless. If for no other reason than badly bleeding into painting. That would have been very bad, actually. So, yeah, I think I made a good call on doing what I did to get 6 strength. Ammo stash is not the most helpful, but it's going to be all we get. Oh, that's right, we're on scars as well, so the dislocated shoulder is actually hurting my max stamina a whole bunch, but considering that, that means painting is a lot safer for me to take right now, because I'm not going to be I'm as healthy as I can be right now, save for a point in reason. But if this is Frostbite land, I'm going to actually trade off stamina for Doom. And we'll move on. Because, yeah, the strength would have been nice, but since I'm doing prep strong anyway, I'm not going to be able to brace. So that's why I didn't mind it as much. So away I go. I have the painkillers to kind of mitigate damage, but let's just make sure. I think I also want to go all out here, so never mind. I want to do this instead. I think I can actually do this. I can. That's a lot of cursed scissor procs, but hey. And away we go. We're definitely not fighting the boss. I could try to humor it with the old shotgun blessed shell, but unless I have a speed increase, we're not going for it. Meanwhile, so I can 2-turn this encounter, losing -2 all, but that's fine for the moment. And then we get out. But we're slowly dying, so I would like to get out of this mystery soon. That light source would have been nice to grab, but we can grab it later. Lose to reason. Please don't die me. Please don't die me. I also need to figure out... I'm pretty sure that... Oh, I still have the sensor on screen, by the way. Sorry about that. I didn't even see the chat because the thing... yeah, sorry about that. Because I was... So OBS was covering the chat for me, and I forgot to do the thing. I'm like, completely bad. But yeah, I do it because of the robots for that specific boss. I'm pretty sure I don't need to. I would never say anything on anyone who, you know, doesn't censor that boss, but because if you can avoid robots as I take this reason hit for some reason. I completely forgot that event. I did just forget. So actually all I did was just die. Oh, wow. I really thought that was stamina for some reason. But at the same time, I remember that touching the stone, I feel like, no. Because there are events where you touch a stone, and I swear you lose reason instead for some weird reason. Figuratively and literally. No, not like this, man. So. Yeah. I think, yeah, if I just retreated, that I think that's all. No, is it retreating from the Rune 1 reason? Do I have this event? No, it's 120. I would not have. Okay, now I'm just curious, just so that I can at least learn something from this defeat. World of Horror, Pillar of Doom. Let me see what it is. I wouldn't have even reached this by event of the day now, so I might as well look this up. So yeah, when you fail, you lose 2 stamina. If you leave, you lose 1 reason, so I would have died there if I left regardless. But all I needed to do was not pick the right option. So it was my gut instinct to pick the left option was right, but I swear that was... No, I was wrong to choose that, what I did, but... Not like this, but yeah, I thought... Because there are certain events, but that one I should have remembered that touching the stone was stamina loss, because I distinctly remember, and it was that event where when you take back your hand, I think it's like you hit yourself, or I didn't want to say the word because robots. I know I'm being really sensitive to robots right now, but while we're on the topic, yeah, I just don't want to say anything. But we get reset here, and at least we enter episode 24 on a reset score. That's actually for the worse, but you get what I mean. And yeah, we'll see what happens. So tomorrow actually might be the, not Batsu stream, but the Batsu challenge again, whereas if I don't complete the challenge, whatever I set up for myself, I'm writing a fanfic. It's going to be shorter this time because I actually wanted to start shorter, but if you didn't see it already, I did do a read-along and the fanfic exists somewhere because I linked it, but that's the idea for the next stream. So, I mean, unless anyone has a request for a run or something they want to see, I will, including custom content, then I'll probably close out the stream in the next few minutes. But without further ado, I mean, I do want to spend the time saying, you know, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. That would help me out the most right now. The obvious goal is we're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, so if you want to recommend anyone to me, even if they don't like it, that would help out the channel at least in at least a small way. Otherwise, it's on me to kind of do what I can for my channel, obviously. So, aside from World of Horror stuff regularly going on, Harbinger Horror, any custom content that comes out that I feel, you know, I want to showcase, and the disclaimer still stands. If anyone doesn't like that I'm showcasing content, please let me know. I usually try to make sure of that beforehand, but if I explain the rest of my plans, just give me another minute to explain things that are happening. My back! But let us see here. And then, yeah, still working on developing a game. It's going to be RPG Maker. I do have MV and MZ. In fact, I made a World of Horror. Well, it's a World of Horror spin-off-ish game, but it's very short, and it's kind of more like just a prototype of something that I wanted to try out. But it was a Valentine's Day special, and, you know, it's not really much to it, but I did make everything from that game, or in terms of the character art assets from scratch. I obviously referenced World of Horror art style, but you just have to take me at my word when I say I did not manipulate any files in World of Horror to make that game. But anywho, it's not, you know, it's not anything big. I could make a fan game, but if I was going to make a fan game for World of Horror, I might as well just make an original game myself. But yeah, without further ado, if there's nothing else, just plan to do more of that. If it's not this week, then next week, but we'll see how much work I get done for game development stuff. But otherwise, for World of Horror stuff, yeah, more Harbinger Horror. Tomorrow, I might stream again. If I stream later on Twitch in about 8 to 10 hours, then I will randomly. Otherwise, yeah. That's why it wouldn't be a bad idea to follow me on Twitch, but I primarily stream at this time on YouTube because it fits more the audience that I have here. Whereas funny enough, on Twitch, a lot more of my quote-unquote audience, if that exists, because I don't really have a lot. So it's hard for me to tell the analytics, but it's more based on around my part of the round real-life Earth. But yeah, without further ado, I also have memberships open. I think it's like still $3 for, you know, things like this. On top of other things, I don't know if I want to move on. If I do, I'll slowly announce it where I'm doing things for members only, but that will depend on me, mainly me. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, so without further ado, won't take up more of your time. If you have things to do, go ahead and do those things. I'll close out with this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you when I see you. So, yep, thanks for watching. Bye!